Michael, been a lot of talk this week about the history and DNA of Manchester United. Was that, this afternoon, a proper Man United performance?
Yes, I don't want to get carried away with all that DNA kind of thing. I think we wanted to play well today. We wanted to put things into the game that we felt would help us do that. Certainly want to be good defensively as a whole team. We felt that we had a threat when we had the ball and on transition at times as well. But actually, when we did have the ball, I thought we looked dangerous. And so all round, I literally, it's an easy thing to say, but I couldn't ask for any more. The boys give absolutely everything in so many ways. 3 days to prepare, little bits of information here and there. And they took everything on board tactically, and then emotionally were able to deal with it. And exactly like we hoped for, really. And to feel that like we did towards the end. And the whole place, I said yesterday, it's a magic place, and it certainly was today, and we all felt that.
So tactically, how did you do it? You spoke before the match about kind of targeting certain spaces. I guess having seen it now in behind and switches of play as well, important?
Yeah, obviously, I'm not going to say too much with respect.
It's done now, Michael.
Yeah, but respect it kind of with Pep, and he's such an unbelievable, incredible coach, and there's such a good team that it's not for me to pick them apart kind of publicly, but yeah, I think we wanted to play to our strengths, and we needed to be compact. We needed distances to be as short as possible between the units and between positions, and we needed to move as a team. And I thought largely we did that. A few times it got a little bit opened up, but we still looked dangerous on our front line. I thought the front four, the two wide lads, Ahmad and Pat, I thought were fantastic both ways. And then Brian and Bruno and Mateo's coming on, making a difference, and Mason coming on again and nearly getting the goal. I just thought in general everything kind of was as what we kind of would hope for, and hence getting the good result.
I guess even with the career you've had, football doesn't give you many perfect days. Was that almost as perfect as you get, as close to it?
Yeah, I think it's as much as we could have, as close as we could have hoped for. To be honest, coming into the game, the change is not easy. Change is not easy for anyone, but to then have to perform on the back of it is. But I've had a real sense for the last few days, and especially before the game, how much the players were desperate want to have that feeling and want to give success and a feeling to the supporters. I genuinely felt that before the game. I could, if anything, I was more concerned that feeling would
spill over
the top, because they're so keen to do well. But I thought they managed the emotional side of the game unbelievably well, and so that made me proud. To see a team and what's my team today and moving forward is to have that feeling, and was great to see, and then obviously to be able to put it all together was even better.
There was maybe just that one moment where it nearly spilled over, wasn't there? The Dalot challenge, which, I don't know, different day, different ref, different VAR, might have gone against you.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you the token answer, but I literally haven't seen it, to be honest. But
well done.
Yeah, no, I haven't. To be honest, at the time I thought he had kicked the ball out, Diogo, but Sam told me, and his fourth official said that he hadn't, so I've not seen it. It was talking about the offside decisions, I've not seen them either, but apparently they were close, and we could have had more in the game. So that's it. Them type of games you're expected to ebb and flow, and there's going to be decisions, and that's it. Today, if they went for us, they went for us, and we'll take it.
You used the word magical earlier in the interview. I know what you did here and how much you won, but was that right up there? Especially it's your team that's done that.
Yeah, that was that for so many reasons. I think that today was special. Putting things together quite quickly, coming in and trying to put a print on the team, but gathering them together and emotionally getting them all attached to what we want to do, and I felt that unbelievably from the staff, from the players. So that it made it a very special kind of day as it's gone through, and I'm not getting carried away. It's one game, so it's really important we don't get carried away. It needs to be a regular feeling of that level of performance, and that's something we obviously got to get to, and consistency. So I'm not getting carried away. It's a great day. It's a fantastic result, and there's the element of certainly soaking up and enjoying it, but it's definitely not enough. It's never enough.
And just a word on your coaching staff, because inevitably the credit goes to the man who stands in front of the camera, the man who stands on the touchline, but that group you've assembled around you, how much credit do they deserve for today?
Huge amount. I mean, I'm standing here. I didn't do all the work this week. You know, I'd done a lot of the meetings and main meetings and team meetings, and maybe, you know, on the pitch and in front of the players a little bit more. But the intricacies of how much detail to give to certain players and individuals and bits of units, you know, that's a skill, and that's why they're here as well, because they're fantastic coaches. So
I feel like you've got a good blend in there.
Yeah, unbelievable, and Steve's got a really calm head and so experienced, and Jonathan and Johnny and Trav, you know, I think we've got a real mix of what we can offer the players, because that's what it comes down to. What can we offer the players to make them better? And you know, these 3 days, you look at the result and you think, yeah, it's worked. We got to keep building on that.
Thank you. Well done.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Looking back on this victory for Manchester United, I mean, we haven't really talked about the context of it and the performance from Manchester United. Did they deserve it?
Of course they deserved it. They were the better team on the night, or in the morning. They did so well. Tactically, I think Carrick got it perfect. Formational change, obviously. A lot of pace up front, tenacity. They were robust in midfield. They were compact in midfield. They seemed to defend in a kind of compact 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1, whatever you want to call it. And I think overall they created chances. They were a threat on the counter-attack. They had everything today. And the clean sheet, like we talked about earlier on, Roy mentioned as well, you know, it's their third of the season against the team who scored the most goals in the league. We wouldn't have anticipated that, regardless of the result. I think before the game, if they performed well and didn't win, there would still have been optimism. But I think now you see a performance and you see a win and a clean sheet. It couldn't have gone any better today for
It's all
Michael
pluses. And what the players have said in the interview afterwards about Carrick saying use the energy from the crowd. And it's the first time we've seen the benefits of United really not having a midweek game. I know there's been talk all season. United aren't in Europe, obviously knocked out by Grimsby, whatever. I know the FA Cup was only recently. But it's the first time you've seen that they were full of energy and quality, of course. And their decision-making, scoring at the right time, options off the bench, having a full squad together. Yeah, it fell into place nicely for him.
There we go. What a start. He got them off and running with his 7th of the season, to the delight of the key men upstairs, Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox, of whom you've heard a lot talked about. We haven't heard them talk. And he was able to give Kobbie Mainoo his first start of the season, stuck to that 4 at the back, which Darren Fletcher had turned to after Ruben Amorim had departed, and it all worked perfectly here today against Manchester City. Does that level of performance, Roy, take Manchester United back into the Champions League?
Well, we've certainly given that belief. I think we've been chatting most weeks about the system United have been doing for the last year and a half, and you felt maybe because they've not been getting loads of positive results, that the players have that belief in the system we're playing. But certainly the way they were lined up today, and credit to people like Mainoo who've come in, Maguire who's not played for a while, Martinez who's still come back from a long-term injury. These lads came in and put a good shift in, and they proved it today. They can be a good team. But as we know, and I will continue to say it, they've got to keep doing it. You know, they had big results earlier in the season. They went and won at Liverpool. But what this manager has to do, and what the previous manager didn't get, he didn't really get any momentum. He never got that winning 4, 5, 6 games, that confidence, Old Trafford buzzing. So they have a chance now on the back of this result, another free week, and go to Arsenal next week and play with that energy and that quality.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, does it, when you consider that Arsenal away is their next?
No, but after that, like today was a great day for Carrick. You come in, you're playing Manchester, the Manchester derby, you're playing against a brilliant manager like Pep. And City are just off it a little bit, still a brilliant team. You got players back, available. This was a great game for the team today.
And I may as well be the first to ask this question, because I suspect that it's going to get asked a lot over the next course of 17 games. But if that is the level, and if they continue to produce performances like that, why not Michael Carrick long term?
I said it before the game, and I say it now. I think why not give him an opportunity? Like I said before, you've got managers who we consider to be top level managers, the greatest managers. We talk about Guardiola, Zidane, Arteta at the moment. Those guys manage teams, you know, the B team of Barcelona, the B team of Real Madrid, and an assistant to Pep Guardiola, and they went and had amazing success at top football clubs. So for me, I think the timing, you know, could you argue, cool, yeah, there's bigger names that are going to be available. If he builds something here in these next 17 games, what would be the point of bringing someone else in to build off what he's built? Like, give him an opportunity. He might grow into becoming a top-level coach, and we go, fantastic. Like, I like the fact he's an English manager, he's getting an opportunity, And today was a performance that you look at and you go, listen, if this man can build something, he deserves it for me. I don't see the point in looking elsewhere. And you can always say, yeah, that looks good. Oh, yeah, that looks nice over there. You know what? Stick with what you got, baby.
Would you give it a bit, Roy?
But I'll give him what he wants. Yeah. Signed a contract.
Maybe it's to do with the blend of the coaching staff.
No, listen, again, we'll give credit where it's due. Absolutely fantastic. But let's judge it over the next few months. Again, the key for him, I think, now is try and get momentum into this team, this belief. Again, no other distractions. Focus on the league matches. There's quality players there, as we know that. They've not had that. They've not been consistent enough. And today they've got a clean sheet. They maybe have two centre-halves now, experienced players who can get a partnership together and stay injury-free. And all these little things fall into place. You've got a striker, players coming off the bench having an effect. But this, maybe some of the PR with Carrick has been a good over recently. You just mentioned because he's an English coach. The English media will be pushing for that.
What a performance, what a scoreline, and what a first goal as well, which seemed to work perfectly. Did it always feel, Roy, that United's best chance was going to be in transition?
Yeah, possibly so. We saw it in the goal. Man City's set play delivery was poor all day, and again, they're stretched, they're all over the place, as if they're chasing the game and there's no need. And if you want one player in the world to be in this position, it's Bruno. It's Bruno. He's got to make the right decision, the right place of pass. He's obviously got options either side, but from City's point of view, all over the place, but lovely bit of trickery here. And we've got runners and you've got options, but you still got to pick the right one. And Bruno is the man for that. The way, the pass, the finish. We knew it'd have to be a good finish to beat this goalkeeper. Fantastic goal from United, poor from City, but brilliant, effective, attacking football from United.
And what a finish, Daniel, as well. Does the pass actually make up Mbeumo's mind for him as to what he has to do?
Not necessarily, no. It was a fantastic weight of pass, but the direction, how clinical he was, it was a beautiful finish from him. And to be honest with you, the way he did the touch on the edge of the box is what makes it. But then to have the drive and the willingness, the running power, the speed to be able to even get yourself into that position, have to give him the wealth of credit for that.
Coaching staff enjoyed it as well. But let's have a look at the second goal, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, the ability from Cunha here. I want to talk about the tenacity of Dorgu. I want this ball. This ball's for me. And that's what the defender should be thinking. But I mentioned it before, this angle in between these two defenders on this right side could be an area that could be exposed, and we've seen it here. They're facing the wrong way, of course, but as the winger, you're always taught, make sure you're attacking that ball, get in front of your man. He does it perfectly, and well-deserved goal for him.
How about that from Dorgu? What a finish from him, to the delight of Carrick. His second of the season. He's been chipping in with assists as well recently as well. What a moment for Michael Carrick to enjoy. But we can just, I'm just staring at this like expression of stone opposite me here,
I'm disappointed
Mike.
with the amount of conceded, chances are conceded. I mean, in a derby, you've got to give 100%. And if the team's playing better than you, Man United probably deserve to win. But if you look at Rico Lewis's position here, and yes, he goes and plays in that midfield area, but you've got to stop the counter-attack. How was Man United going to score today? There was on that counter-attack. And from that free kick, you've got to think about the second phase. And here we talk about body language and body positions. And he does really well. He knows exactly where Dorgu is. And he has a little look, absolutely perfect. He can see the ball, but he can see the man. And then he switches off at the vital moment, allows him to get inside and have that. And this is not me having a dig at him, because I've been in that situation where you switch off. And the way Man City play, they go really high. But in that midfield area, especially with young players at the back, you need that protection. So if you're in that middle, you've got to stop it at
Well, that was the point I was going to make on Rico Lewis, that it's his first start since August, Micah. It's not his fault that it's not just him that hasn't played for a while, but also the rest of that back four as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lane, I thought he was very good in the first half, and he gets subbed in the second half. But when you're analysing and you're looking at Man United, they was going to have a big performance. Carrick, the energy was going to be there. We knew that. But you're thinking tactically, how are Man United going to open up City? It's always going to be on transition. So you have to think of worst case, what can happen. As Shirky puts in that ball there, you're thinking, Rico Lewis, I cannot affect it going forward in terms of in the area. So now you've got to think, worst case, what can possibly happen? And being there, Shirky as well, Porterson, he can run back, but Semenyo on the other side gets back. behind Rico Lewis.
You can stop it at source, though. If Cherky makes a professional foul, we're not talking about a counter-attack. That's in those moments there when you have a player who goes, all right, I'm going to make a foul. Just take the yellow and move on. But I think the touch of Mbermo allows the counter-attack. They've not got the run.
We're going to head off, Micah. They've scored 2 today, Manchester United. They've scored 3 offside goals. They've hit the post. They've hit the bar as well. And we are going to show it to you again.
Yeah, just slow it down there. So this
Stop it here at source.
Stop it there. We know Cherky, and you've got to know your players. So if you can roll that back just a little bit, because this is really, really important at the beginning of the clip here, right? So when Cherky's now gonna take it, pause it there, right? Rico Lewis in this moment cannot affect the game unless it goes to shot and it gets really tight. So now you have to think worst case. And if you roll it on slowly, you've got to know Cherky defensively, that's not really what he does. Yes, he could take one out and take one for the team, but Rico Lewis, where is he going in this moment? He cannot affect it. Now you need to stop it at source. And now the running back, yes, it's good from Man United, but this is at this moment in the game, this is the only way that they could open up, sit on transition. They had a couple of chances where it disallowed for the marginal offsides.
But they lacked it all day, Mike. I think the City lacked that intensity for the whole game.
I can't give that to Rico Lewis. For me, I think stop it at source. If Cherky makes a professional foul there and takes a yellow card, there's no chance. The positioning of Rico Lewis, you could argue he shouldn't have been on the edge of the... Maybe he should have been back in the first place.
But his mindset should be when you see the delivery going, expect the worst. You know the ball's not great. You know Maguire's obviously heading it, but these are splits.
This felt different, and the people who said it best were the ones who've been there. First, Michael Carrick. What stood out wasn't tactics, it was control. Carrick didn't overplay the United DNA talk. He focused on compactness, emotional control, and playing to strengths. That matters. He didn't promise chaos, he promised structure with intent. And when he said the players manage the emotion instead of letting it spill over, that's massive. This wasn't adrenaline football. This was disciplined aggression. Now Roy Keane, and this is where it gets real. Roy didn't get carried away. He praised the performance, but immediately warned about consistency. That's classic Keane. And he's right. United have had big wins before. What Carrick hasn't done yet is build momentum. Keane's message was simple. Today means nothing unless it becomes the standard. No distractions, no emotional hangover. Daniel Sturridge brought the tactical clarity. He nailed it. United didn't just counter, they countered with purpose. Pace, timing, runners, and decisiveness. Sturridge highlighted something we haven't seen in years. United attacking without fear of what's behind them. That's old school United. Win the ball, go forward, no hesitation. And then Micah Richards, who probably summed it up best. He said City lacked intensity. And that's the truth. But more importantly, Micah pointed out that United forced that. They made City uncomfortable. They didn't allow rhythm. They didn't allow control. And when Pep admits United were the better team for the first time in a decade, that's not luck. That's authority. So here's the takeaway. Carrick gave them belief. Keane demands consistency. Sturridge saw structure. Micah saw intensity. One game doesn't change everything. But this game changed how United look at themselves. And that's where real turnarounds start.